dawn along the Ohio River. In morning's first light, the raw materials of one of our most valuable metals are gathered. Aluminum oxide, refined in the United States from bauxite mined in Africa, South America, and Australia. Coal from rich Midwestern seams, 6,000 tons a day, to create electrical energy on a massive scale. And people, the most essential element of all. Men and women of many skills working toward a common goal, unexcelled productivity. At Alcoa's Warrick operations in southern Indiana, natural resources, energy, and human ingenuity combine in ways that are unique in the aluminum industry. The result is a product recognized both for its superior quality and the special way in which it's made. For here, the metal is tempered with an element that speaks to each of us, whatever our work. That element is pride. The strength of a plant is its people, which is why Warrick Operations has attained leadership in the aluminum industry. Warrick Alcoans operate, maintain, and manage 300 acres of equipment. They take raw aluminum ore and turn it into top-quality sheet for beverage and food containers, a market pioneered by Alcoa. At a plant which was designed to fabricate 100 million pounds of product annually, these people produce over 1 billion pounds today. This accomplishment, unique in American industry, has earned Warrick the first United States Senate Productivity Award, a nation's tribute to what dedicated individuals working together can achieve.
I really enjoy making a product that I can be proud of. And we here at Warrick could really emphasize quality, and I'm proud of that because I don't want to make a product that's inferior. I think we all have always felt that we were number one in the type of industry that we are in, the type of product that we make. We've always been number one, and we want to stay there. We like being number one. I believe the can manufacturer wants the best product that he can get. And that's my goal, to give him the best sheet of aluminum that I can give him.
Aluminum oxide, or alumina, is made from bauxite, one of the most common ores in the Earth's crust. In an electrochemical process called smelting, the bond between aluminum and oxygen is broken, leaving pure aluminum metal. At the heart of this process is the pot room. In each carbon-lined steel shell, called a pot, powdered alumina is dissolved in a chemical bath. Carbon blocks, called anodes, are set in place along the sides of the pot, to transmit a powerful electric current through the solution to the pot lining, called a cathode. Aluminum separates and settles to the bottom of the pot, where it's siphoned off daily. Warrick smelting workers oversee 900 pots, each capable of producing up to a ton of aluminum every 24 hours. Maintaining peak production means pots must be rotated out of service every 3 to 4 years for complete reconditioning and relining. A job for still another group of specialists among the more than 3,500 people who work at Warrick. Anodes are consumed at a much faster rate. They're made from petroleum coke and coal tar pitch, and then transported to furnaces where they're baked at high temperature for curing. In supplying the demands of large-scale aluminum production, Warrick Alcoans process 9,000 of these new units each week.
There ought to be a sign on the gate. Through these gates, only the professionals come. And that's everybody. They're really craftsmen at what they do. And the real emphasis now is driven by quality. Changes that are not only good for Warrick, but really they're primarily designed improvements for the customer and our product. The job we do in each area all the way through has to be right as you pass from one area to the next. And our performance really shows that. Our quality shows that. We are professionals. Professionals all the way through the plant.
Along with anodes and cathodes for carrying current, the smelting process requires a dependable source of electrical power. To meet this need, Warrick generates electricity with coal deposits recovered only 18 miles away at Squaw Creek Mine. The total output of this modern surface operation is dedicated to Warrick. And soon after the coal has been mined, disturbed land is returned to agricultural use in an ongoing program of environmental compatibility. On the move around the clock, unit trains deliver 6,000 tons of Squaw Creek coal each day to Alcoa Generating Corporation, Warrick's adjacent power plant, where clean air standards are preserved through continuous monitoring with state-of-the-art technology.
Operating the power plant and operating it within an acceptable manner with regard to the environment are so closely akin that you simply cannot separate them. It just makes me feel good when I know that we have done the best job that we can to produce the energy for work operations at the least possible cost, and we have not adversely affected the environment in doing it. I really feel good when I can look at the stacks and they're clear.
Energy conservation is of paramount concern throughout the aluminum industry. Today, thanks to continuing conservation efforts, each kilowatt of electricity is producing almost twice the aluminum it did only a decade ago. To help maintain this efficiency, the work continues 24 hours a day, every day of the year. And once the energy is expended, it's locked in the metal, available forever. In fact, about half of Warrick's production comes from a second source of aluminum, the world's largest recycling operation.
Recycling of aluminum beverage cans is one of those unique situations that seems to have some benefits to all those involved. Instead of throwing away a material that will never again be used, we are now recycling this material back into the mainstream of our operation. It saves a tremendous amount of energy. It saves a tremendous amount of capital dollars. Done by enough people on a large enough scale, it will, bottom line, will make the package of aluminum cans cheaper. And one of the most impressive things to me in observing the operation here at Warrick is that there is very little material that is wasted in our process of making and fabricating aluminum. Every raw material that is consumed in the process that hasn't been fully utilized is recycled and reused. It's amazing, and yet it's a way of life.
Being a furnace operator, it's really a challenge. You have to know when the furnace is getting too hot, what to do to it. If it's getting cold, you gotta know what to do to it. If the alloys that's in it is too high, you have to know what to do to bring them down into limits. And that's my responsibility as a furnace operator, to make sure that it is right. But that guy's safety back there, and my safety is, if I had the power to do anything, I would prefer having the power to keep anyone from getting hurt. When you knock the plug on a furnace that's 1,450 degrees, you're talking about metal that's actually, it's white hot, really. And what we want to do is make sure that guy goes home safe. I guess you'd say it's fellowship.
For the first time, recognizable as aluminum, the metal emerges from a horizontal direct chill casting process as ingot, flowing from molds continuously at a rate of nearly 500 feet per day. Warrick's ingot plant is the most productive in the aluminum industry.
Producing ingot, it may look like a simple process of just taking some molten metal and freezing it into the shape of a rectangular bar. It's obviously considerably more complicated. The people are really, really critical. You're going from molten to solid metal in fractions of an inch. Anything that is hidden in that molten bath will be frozen into that ingot. You have to emphasize the process controls, not the philosophy of make it all and then inspect it like widgets at the end of a production line. You've got to build the quality into that product while you're making it, or the horse is out of the barn.
From molten metal to ingot to finished sheet, quality evaluation is continuous. At each step along the way, Warrick's product must satisfy its toughest jury, Warrick's people. As ingot enters the fabricating area, scalpers trim top and bottom surfaces to to assure a uniform thickness and smoothness. Each ingot will then be preheated in preparation for a process known as rolling. It starts on the hot reversing mill, where a series of forward and backward passes will reduce a 20-inch thick ingot to 1 3/4 inches in only 3 minutes.
You stand there on the floor and you hear that ingot go boom, you know, and you could just feel it, you know, you could feel it right to your very core, the power and the tremendous force necessary to work that metal. And every little thing is so important. The consequences are significant for the metal, and we need to protect that metal as best we can. That's our livelihood, our bread and butter. And this is everybody, you know, it's a team effort among the engineers and the production people, and everything that we do has to protect that metal.
Now a long slab, the metal enters the continuous hot mill and is further reduced to 1/8 of an inch in a single pass. For the first time, the aluminum is coiled onto a reel. The work continues as cold mills roll the sheet progressively thinner. What began as a 30-foot ingot will finish as aluminum only a few thousandths of an inch thick and 7 miles long.
I think the very fact that this place is what it is today, well recognized in the whole industry, you know, I think that proves that people have had pride in what they do. Whether it's a maintenance crew or whether it's production people on the line along with some supervision. Everybody gets together, the whole crew on the line, and we put out the best that we can. I think labor and management have to work together to be a part of that, an integral part. And I think the concept of working together and seeing this work out, that's why this company and this plant site has advanced to where it is. The union had a big part in making this. Management's had a big part in making it. So, as a whole, as I see us all, we're Alcoans, you know.
Sheet is the most widely used form of aluminum and the only product made at Warrick. But simplicity ends there. Each customer has its own requirements. In the finishing department, the metal is leveled, cleaned, coated, and trimmed to dozens of different specifications.
We've certainly learned over the last 2 or 3 years that as much as we appreciate the market that we're in, as beneficial as we see that we can't take it for granted. We've demonstrated an ability to improve and progress that even surprised us. And we also recognize that unless we exercise a responsibility beyond our shipping dock, unless we're concerned with the welfare, profitability, and productivity of our customers, that market's not going to endure with respect to other materials, to other containers. And so we've got a responsibility to the customer as well. There's a mutual role there that we have to really fully appreciate.
Versatile, adaptable, recyclable. An amazing metal once thought to be more valuable than gold. Growing in value today, as Warrick's men and women bring aluminum still closer to each of our lives.
There's one thing about Warrick Alcoans. Given a challenge, given a goal, we'll meet it. We were probably one of the only producers of aluminum just a few short years ago. And today they're producing it all over the world. We've got a lot of competition. But I think we still know more about making aluminum. We know it better than anyone. Our people are hungry to prove that. That's why when you hear our slogan, you know, we can't wait till tomorrow. We know what we want to do. We know where we're going. We know we're the leader, and we know we're going to still be the leader years to come.
Warrick is committed to industry leadership. Assisted by the most advanced technology available, Alcoans have increased production 12-fold since the facility opened, achieving now, in a single month, what once required an entire year. Today, in the offices and laboratories, at the power plant, and on the production floor, the dedication of many people is what makes Warrick the foremost producer of quality aluminum sheet in the world. From maintenance workers to managers, production crews to supervisors, craftspeople to computer operators, Alcoans are working to assure that their product will be ready for uses yet to be discovered. In the ease and simplicity of today's beverage and food containers, in an array of promising new applications, their accomplishment has been to set the standard for an entire industry. The proof is growing demand for Warrick aluminum, both at home and abroad. More powerful than the technology they control is the shared spirit of pride and commitment that binds them together. Secure in the knowledge of what creative cooperation can achieve, they point the way for American industry to follow.
What we do here at Warrick is make aluminum. And if my wife ever had a rival, it'd be this plant. I love this place. And getting that metal out that north end of this plant is the main objective. Not only the quantity, but quality. Everybody at Warrick has an important role to play in this big theater. Everybody has one little part that he puts in. It's like a big puzzle, and everybody has to put his little part in place. But if you're doing the best you can, then that makes you some kind of Academy Award winner, and that's everybody. In fact, everybody here, I feel, is a star. What we do here at Warrick is, I guess, build puzzles with everybody putting his own little part in this thing.